How'd the exercise I gave you go? It's pretty interesting what happens when you invert the intention, right? It's a different world when you start to feel that pleasure outside of yourself. So listen, if you didn't do your homework, I'm just telling you, it's worth doing. Okay. Remember, there's two practical tools in the method described in the Zohar. The first is the screen. It's the work in 3 lines. It's also called the intention. But without that second tool, what you experience in that exercise, it's just a psychological thing. Now let's look at the second one. It's called Love Your Friend as Yourself. Here's what we know. Love your friend as yourself is the one idea that the human race has in common. I mean, every religion has some kind of version of it. There's this ethical arrangements of the world societies, they're all based on it. What's yours is yours, what's mine is mine, but I should treat people the way that I want to be treated. If I do good things for people, they'll do good things for me. So we do nice actions. You know, even if we don't really love the other person, we do these nice charitable acts. We can see how this works. I mean, throughout the ages, we've ended hunger, we've wiped out disease, we put an end to armed conflicts. Everywhere, we brought about a brotherhood of man. And that's why we teach it to our children. We want them to get along, right? When they should feel good about themselves, they should be good people. The track record of the human race clearly shows just what good people we are. Just what good people this sophisticated manipulation of others in order to get what I want produces. Love your friend as yourself. 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 It's the most counterintuitive, misunderstood string of words in the history of language. It's also the most important, but we don't realize it because we can't imagine that it actually means what it says. I mean, come on. Love your friend as yourself? The Zohar tells us it means to reach the sensation of the other as your actual identity, your own self. You're going to inwardly care for the need of the other to the same degree that you now obsess about your own, even more so that in your heart, what's theirs is theirs, and what's yours is theirs. But don't worry. Your me isn't you. It just thinks it is. In order to enter the Zohar, we have to take the first part of the method, the screen, and enter it into the second part, love of friends. Together, they form a lock and a key that open the door to higher perception. Love your friend as yourself. It's the general law of the universe, and it describes the ultimate condition of our being called the world of infinity, in which the inner existence of all people are united into one general system, completely interconnected and completely fulfilled by the giving force. All of the other laws of nature are just less complete stages of this connection. In the reading and the study of the Zohar, we work to simulate this configuration in the intention we bring to the others studying along with me. Now, even though the work with the screen is aimed at attaining the same inner state as the giving force, the love of God isn't the general law. Because with a hidden creator, it's easy to fool yourself. But whether or not you love your friend, the person studying with you who shares the same desire for change and the same desire to help you reach it, whether or not you love him with all your heart, soul, and strength, that's always right in front of you. There's something to measure. It constantly triggers the need to apply the screen and go above your reason that tells you to take the pleasure of spiritual advancement for yourself rather than working on the connection that makes it possible for your friends to reach it. It provides you with challenges and setbacks you need so that you can build this desire that you don't have yet, the desire to actually bestow. The work in transformation isn't about the individual and his screen reaching enlightenment, but about the connection between us that brings fulfillment to the whole. When this starts to happen, we're actually ascending. We're entering the upper system. In that state, there's no difference between loving the friend and loving the Creator. In fact, it's the only way to reach what we call the love of God. That's the way we reconstruct the supreme law of nature in our heart, and we begin to ascend to the upper worlds, because a man's life is where his heart is. When you're doing that work with and for others, it doesn't matter what you do or don't understand when you read. Knowledge simply doesn't matter. It's because this inner effort you're making, it's lined up with the correct matching intention to the thought behind the text. And because of that, it's possible to draw direct lines between your inner state in that effort and and what the book is saying. Then you can feel that tender, life-giving light of correction in the book. It's as though you're putting on 3D glasses and you can see this ordered dimension that used to be obscured by logic of a person's self-centered desire. This experience is no more bound by the covers of a book any more than your life is contained just within your body and your personal needs. That's where humanity's headed, one way or another, and you might as well know what's going on. That's almost everything you're going to need to know. So if you want to enter the Zohar, now you can, as long as you remember what you learned in this course.